Good morning, students. In the previous video, we have seen about the X-linked inheritance by taking 3 examples. The next topic we are going to continue, that is about the Y-linked inheritance. So under the Y-linked inheritance, we are taking the example of the hypertrichosis in man. Hypertrichosis refers for the presence of more number of hairs on the external pinna. So you can also call it as the tuft of hair arising from the external pinna. That is been called as the hypertrichosis. And the Y-linked inheritance because it is the genes are present on the Y chromosomes. So where the genes are present on Y chromosomes, you are going to call them as the Hollandric genes. The characters which is being present or the genes which is going to considered on the Y chromosomes are directly inherited to their son directly. So you can see in the representation, the schematic representation, where the parent we are taken, it has the hypertrichosed man with a normal woman. The genotype is the X with the Y, where it is going to consider with the recessive gene for hypertrichosis, and the normal women with X and X. The gametes, you are going to get X with a Y of a inherited character or with the recessive gene and a normal X. When you come towards the F1, when you are going to have the mating between these two, you can observe there is a presence of a normal daughter and the hypertrichosed son. So directly in the first generation, you can observe that from the father directly it is been transmitted to their son. And this is the example for the Y-linked inheritance, and it does not show any nature of the crisscross inheritance or a skip generation. So this topic is going to conclude with the sex-linked inheritance. But a continuation of the topic, we are going to plot a pedigree for the color blindness and also for hemophilia. Before plotting a pedigree, you have to know what you mean by the word as a pedigree and why the analysis is being done. Pedigree refers for a pedigree is a diagram of family relationships that uses symbols to represent people and the lines to represent the genetic relationships. You can see here the presence of a symbols, and these symbols is going to give a link in between them, and these links are the one which is going to tell you what is the relation between one individual and the another individual, and that is called as pedigree. Why the analysis is done? The analysis is done to find out the trait of an individual. You can observe it is going to give a specific trait of an individual, or to identify a disease in the individual, or it also gives about the abnormalities. Usually we are going to tell it as the genetic disorders. The genetic disorders or the abnormalities can be found in the individual. That is what is the importance of the pedigree analysis. So these are the symbols where it has been very important, and it's going to give a correct link between the individual having the presence of the defective or the presence of a recessive gene. So this pedigree analysis can be done whether the individual can have an autosomal dominant gene or the individuals can have the autosomal recessive gene also. So the square is going to represent with the male. The circle is going to represent with the female. In between the male and the female, that is with the square and the circle, the diagonal line, what you can observe, the cross line here, and that is going to give the reproduction or with the mating structure. That is going to tell you the relationship between this male and the female. So the male and the female, if you are going to draw the opposite the line here like this is going to tell you the relationship with the parent and the children. So this is the children's plot what you are going to observe, where the individual can have 1 children, 2, 3 or 4. That depends on them, so that you are going to give the relation between the parent and the children. Coming to the next one. So these are the parental one, and these the cross lines are the one which is going to tell you the relationship with the children, where you are going to call it as the dizygotic twins or non-identical twins. Dizygotic refers where there is a presence of two eggs and the two separately the sperms are going to get fertilized. And in that case, you're going to call it as non-identical, where it may be the presence of a male and a female, or the children, or there may be the presence of two female, that is two daughters, or there may be the presence of two sons. So that you are going to represent it as the non-identical twins. Or if it is with a monozygotic twins or identical twins, again you are going to plot a line where you are going to show that usually the sex of the children will be similar. It may be either the daughters or it may be with the son. And monozygotic refers where after the zygote is been formed, it is going to get divided. So it means usually is going to have with the similar sex with the children. Then coming towards the another one, the rhomboidal nature, where you can observe this is going to represent as the unknown sex of an individual. And the male and the female, where we are going to put a cross lines like this, you are going to call them as the affected male or the female, because if it is with a diseased nature or if it is with the abnormalities, means it has to be expressed in the from the, or it is going to it should have a difference from the normal, so that it is being considered as the cross which is going to be filled here. Then coming towards the half filled, the circles or with a square, the half filled circles or the square or with the circles, you're going to call it as a carrier. But usually like this means it is being represented in an autosomal recessive nature. But as such, majoritively this particular the same symbol is also being used in the allosomal symbols also, where you are going to give the examples as the carrier female in case of the sex-linked inheritance. But actually with a carrier or a sex-linked inheritance means this is the symbol where the females, and with a dot you are going to represent it as the carrier female. And for a male and a female, if you are going to put two lines, the cross connection here with two lines, here you can observe there is only a single line which is going to give the nature as a parent. But here when it is the presence of two lines which is going to be present, you are going to call it as consanguineous marriage. Consanguineous marriages means you are going to call it as the marriage which is going to take place between very close relatives. That is called as the consanguineous marriages. And all these the symbols are the one which is very important in plotting a pedigree analysis. In our next video, we are going to see about the pedigree analysis in case of the color blindness and also in case of hemophilia. Thank you.